Hi, I'm Chris Johnston, designer and manufacturer of the Easy Pull and Easy Crimp fencing tools and wire joining system. 30 years ago, as a hill country sheep and cattle farmer, I realised the inadequacy of the traditional fencing plier design, so I set out to create a more efficient system. And for over 20 years I've been producing these versatile Easy Pull tools. I will now describe the three tools and where they fit in the marketplace. This is the standard Easy Pull, a beautifully balanced quality tool. This is the best tool for staple pulling, and it also joins 2.5 wire. This tool is not suitable for joining barbed wire. The main features are the magic staple puller, the undergate cable stripping notch, the 2.5mm crimp notch, and the wire cutter. We have Easy Crimp and Easy Pull Ultra Crimp tools. Both of these tools will join all sizes of barbed and smooth fence wire. Easy Crimp is an ideal contractor's tool because of its lightweight and compact design. It features a wire cutter only to be used for cutting fence wire, an undergate cable stripping notch, a 2.5mm crimp notch, and all the large size original New Zealand Easy Pull crimp sleeves are placed in this notch. Our most recent design is Easy Pull Ultra Crimp fencing tool. This is the most versatile of the tool range and will suit most farmers and contractors. It features the same magic staple puller as the standard Easy Pull, but now includes an innovative undergate cable stripping notch and the same crimp notches as on Easy Crimp, so all sizes of fence wire can be joined with this tool, plus the wire cutter. Our tools are manufactured to a high specification, they are cost effective and are of proven quality and have a long life. We were the first to make an aluminium crimp sleeve that exceeds breaking strain of high tensile wire, and we're still the best. We now brand our crimp sleeves with original New Zealand Easy Pull to distinguish us from copies. Our 2.5mm or 12.5 gauge sleeve for mild and high tensile smooth wire. Our 3.15mm to 3.2mm or 10 gauge sleeve for mild and high tensile wire can also be used for 1.6mm or 16 gauge high tensile barbed wire. The 4mm or 8 gauge sleeve can also be used on 2mm high tensile barbed wire. The 5mm sleeve can be used on twisted 2.5 mild steel wire. It works well on barbed wire but may not exceed breaking strain. The 2.5mm electric crimp sleeve is only a clamp and not gritted. And our standard 2.5mm barbed wire sleeve can also be used as an electric clamp accommodating 4 wires. Beware of copies, as they could have faulty extrusion which could cause splitting, and if not correctly gritted will most surely fail under load. The grit in our sleeves is retained with a water-resistant adhesive. Any sleeves showing a shiny aluminium bore are doomed for failure, as it is the quality of our gritting and the integrity of the extrusion that makes our product superior. Well, we're just doing a tensile demonstration with a piece of high tensile wire, so we're now going to stress this up, and then after it we'll use a crimp joined piece of wire. Okay, up she comes. Okay, that's a fluke. That is the maximum tension any fence wire should be strained to, 150 kilos. Okay, but we're going to carry on up. At that pressure, a figure 8 knot would have broken, but we're going to go further. The wire is now just stretching until it breaks. somewhere around about now. 634 kilos, New Zealand made wire. We're now going to create a 2.5 crimp sleeve joint on high tensile wire, original New Zealand easy pull. The sleeve goes in the tool like that. Close it up, overlap each crimp operation. Easier on the man and easier on the tool. And there you have your ultimate wire joint, stronger than the wire and no added electrical resistance. Ultimate. We're now going to put a crimp joint piece of wire under tension, and we'll just show you that it exceeds the breaking strain of the wire. So here we go. So that's gone a bit over the maximum of 150 kilos, but that doesn't matter. We're going to test this to the ultimate. Okay, a figure 8 knot is well gone, and most other joining devices are well gone too. Up we go. Wire's now just stretching till it breaks. 1 kilo difference from the plain piece of wire, in other words, a nothing. 634 kilos. And that is the wire that's broken, not the joint. We're going to pull up a figure 8 knot. That is the strongest knot and the simplest knot that you can do in wire, and just show how much stronger a crimp joint is. So here we go. Remember, 150 kilos is the maximum you could have on a piece of wire. And there it is there, exactly 150 kilos. So the knot is still quite open. Once you start straining over this pressure, it starts to take galvanizing off the wire. And that's quite good to know that that knot is still open at 150 kilos. It's a lot of tension. Here we go, up we go. Somewhere a bit over 400 kilos that knot is going to break. 422 kilos. Some situations that can affect the strength of a joint are incorrect use of crimp tools, polymer coatings, grease, dirt, rust, salt, and excessive oxides on wire galvanizing, and worn or inferior tools. However, in normal situations, all crimps will exceed breaking strain of mild and high tensile wire, with the exclusion of the electric sleeve, which is only a clamp and not gritted. Well, we're outside our factory and we've got this old fence that needs tearing out of it. So we're going to demonstrate staple pulling. Now when you latch onto a staple, you latch on with 2 hands, and whichever way you go, you've got that in front of you as a knuckle duster. So if it's that bit of barbed wire that's in the way, you've got some protection. Huge safety aspect. There is no need to hit this tool. It's a simple matter of latch onto the staple, remove the other hand, and out it comes. And it's still got the staple to pop it in a pouch. Any man or lady can use that tool all day and not get sore hands. The only thing that'll beat it is a bulldozer. I'm now going to demonstrate wire cutting and cable stripping with Easy Pull Ultra Crimp. The under cable stripping notch just here, operated like so. We're demonstrating with Easy Crimp this time and going to show you how safe it is to cut wire. This is high tensile wire and you've got both ends of the wire in your hand. High tensile wire can be dangerous if handled badly. This is quite a safety aspect. To strip undergate cable with Easy Crimp, just place it in that notch there, wrap it round once and release the tool and off it comes. We've got the basic Easy Pull here, one with just the 2.5 crimp notch, wire cutter in the same place as Ultra Crimp, but the cable stripping is different. Pop it in there like so, wrap it round and off comes the wire. We have here a Strainrite professional chain strainer, and here we have the Easy Mate chain diverter. Just puts a bend in the chain to make it easier to do the barbed wire joint. Absolutely essential for barbed wire and fence repair. We've placed a 5mm sleeve on this 2.5 mild steel barbed wire. We've taken most of the slack out of the wire. This is the idea of the chain diverter. So now we'll crimp join it. Okay, make sure the crimp sleeve is properly settled into the jaws and close it up. Overlap each crimp operation. Doesn't matter if it takes several bites. Here's our standard 2.5mm mild steel barbed wire sleeve, and here it is placed on the wire. You must first take the twist out of the wire before trying to insert the sleeve, or it just won't go. And there's our previous 5mm sleeve on that same piece of wire, and we'll now crimp this one up. Here we are using Easy Pull Ultra Crimp and just going to crimp this sleeve up. Very powerful tool. Okay, this is demonstrating a broken wire on a fence. Easy Mate right up this end of the chain. You always leave it up there. It's a fool of a thing if you move it around. Keep it here and enough overlap to create the joint. Put a sleeve on here. Enough room for it to grow. All sorts of extraneous noises going on. Overlap each crimp operation. And that joint is stronger than the wire. Try and do it standard tie off that quick. For new work, you place the sleeve on the wire outside the grab and you bring the tail end right across and join it outside here, but that's just only for new work. Just to recap, here's the standard termination of high tensile wire. Crimp sleeve used for the insulator on both sides. The most economical way of joining undergate cable for electrics. Here's the standard electric sleeve and the Strainrite wire strainer and the Easy Mate. The crimp join as for a repair. Leave the tool attached while you wrap the wire off. Using a 2.5mm sleeve, you have to remember to put it on the wire before you put it round the insulator. In this case there's two. That's the most economical electrical joint. However, we have our electric sleeve for putting onto existing strained wire, and there it is there. No added resistance in those joints. When bringing undergate cable up from the ground, it pays to wrap it round the line wire before making the crimp joint. Another trick for electric fencing, using our standard 2.5mm barbed wire sleeve, 3 additional wires can be led out. The trick is, place the sleeve on the line wire before tying off. This sleeve has been partially crimped and shows 3 added wires to the line. Another trick with our electric clamp, 2 wires can be accommodated in the open slot. Our most economical permanent electric connection, our 2.5mm sleeve. To terminate the wire at a strainer post, place the sleeve on the wire before going around the post, create the joint out the diameter of the post, put 2 parallel kinks in the wire so the wire can be inserted into the sleeve, and there it is, ready for crimping. Crimp the sleeve up, leaving this little piece 2 to 3 millimeters uncrimped for extra wall thickness in case something hits it. That joint is stronger than the wire and very easy to do. Crimp joining is a very effective way of adjusting the netting when fencing over sharp brows or dips. Once again, overlap each crimp operation. However, it can be done in 3 bites. This will exceed breaking strain, but it's harder on the man and harder on the tool. Some tips about the tools. Most important, keep the tools oiled, not penetrating oil. Cut only fence wire. Don't use as a hammer or throw onto hard objects. Don't use the hook on easy pull to extract 10mm gate latch staples, as this will cause the alloy handles to bend or break off. Don't use the tool as a bolt cutter or for any engineering purpose. Our tools are manufactured to a high specification, they are cost effective, are of proven quality and have a long life. To avoid any disappointments, remember to look for Johnston Manufacturing on the handle castings of the tools and original New Zealand Easy Pull on the crimp sleeves. Use as per instructions to obtain the ultimate performance. Using our system will save time, money and help prevent injuries. Easy Pull and Easy Crimp fencing tools were formerly distributed under the Hayes brand name. This has ceased. Check our website for distributor links.